Hey, what's up? I'm Dana Blair. I'm having a bad hair day, so you're just gonna have to rock with me on this. I'm sitting in my bedroom at my father's house in New Orleans. Hence all the snazzy dazzy furniture. Oh, and I have a little wine because it's been one of those kinds of days. I'm about to head out. I have like 3 or 4 cities on the agenda for the next couple weeks, so blessed to be working, but super busy. So just trying to make sure I'm organized. However, I committed to being on time with my content and I committed to being consistent and I really want to share every part of this journey with you guys. So here I am. So take me as I am. Just love me for me. That's what I want you to do. We talk a lot on I've Never Been That Girl and in this I Quit video series about clearing things out of your space, whether that's clothes, furniture, get rid of your apartment, selling your house, boyfriends, colleagues, coworkers, whatever the case may be. But we haven't touched upon the fact that once you clear out that space, you've left open a lane for other things to come in. And what comes in, you may or may not be ready for. A couple of months ago, long before I shared with anyone that I was leaving my job or the country or whatever, New York City, I posted a picture on social media of my empty apartment. My phone, I got a few messages like, girl, where you going? And people wanting to know if I was moving into their neighborhood and that sort of thing. There was also a large, like, flux of people leaving New York City and heading to LA. So some people were calling to see if I was one of those people at the time. But it was from people who I had their numbers in my phone, but we never spoke. Like, we didn't speak like that. I didn't even know I had their numbers. I was really shocked at the people who approached me and felt like I should have reached out to them or that they needed to know what I was doing, right? But this video is not about that. This video is about how a few months after I posted that image and I officially announced that I was leaving New York City, the amount of text messages and emails and aggressive social voice chats and audio files that I received from men was unfreaking real. It seemed like every dude I ever dated came out of the woodwork, or every dude I even had a crush on. A crush on. It's like they came out of nowhere. And all of a sudden it was important that they had to see me. Now, if we went out on like 1 or 2 dates in 2014, or maybe shared a kiss in 2015, and we haven't spoken in 6, 7 months or over a year, call me crazy. I don't get the sense of urgency. I don't understand why I have to see you all of a sudden. I had a crush on a dude for like 3, 4 years, and I finally told him after I ran the New York City Marathon in 2015. And he totally dropped that ball. Like, he didn't do anything with it. He didn't say, like, yes, no, a hookup, nothing, nada. Now, don't get me wrong. He was just a crush. Like, I never saw him as being boyfriend material. I was actually just wanting him to be like my Christmas present to myself. But still, it's like the principle. And then all of a sudden, right before I left New York, like within 48 hours, like, oh my God, he just had to stop by and be present in my space. It was kind of weird. Now, granted, a lot of people in New York who at some point or in some way had an impact in my life, I did text them or I sent them letters or emails and just to let them know how I felt about them and to say thank you for whatever they did or didn't do for me. Because I'm really big on closure. But him, I just never expected that. Never expected that. And he wasn't the only one. My social calendar all of a sudden became social. I don't really even go out like that. Like, I date, but I don't really go out like that. And what's tricky is when you have a coworker who you don't really have an intimate connection with, you don't have a personal connection with, you've probably never shared anything with them. You know, Susan from accounting, all you ever cared about was, did she sign you up for the right 401k plan? Did she get your vacation days right? Where's your expense report? You know, but a guy that you may have liked, or a girl, whatever you're into, or someone you may have had an intimate moment with, when they try to come back, it all of a sudden makes you take pause. It makes you feel like, am I making the right decision? Is this the Jennifer Aniston J-Lo moment that I've been waiting for? Is that what's about to happen right now? Is this about to be a romantic comedy? Are we going to see each other in the airport and then run into each other and you're going to play Love Lift Us Up Where We Belong? Is that what's going to happen? No, that's not going to happen. Because here's what's true. If you would not have shared with the world, the universe, or your colleagues, or whomever, social media, that you were leaving, aka in this case in point me, that I was leaving, I would have never heard from these people. They wouldn't have wanted anything to do with me. There's something about feeling like a particular person is no longer an option that can suddenly make you the only option, that can suddenly make you very desirable. And if you're not clear in your headspace about this person's motive and intention, it can derail you. It can derail you from your focus and from your purpose. And it can be overwhelming. My birthday was December 30th. A great birthday to have because it hits you right there in the New Year's pocket. And New Year's is one of those seasons where you're going to hear from a dude, right? Cuffing season, where it's cold outside and you need something warm on the inside, no pun intended. Valentine's Day can be tricky. Either somebody's going to be all over you or they're going to scatter like roaches. It just depends on the element you're dealing with. Wedding season. Wedding season is tricky too, because if the guy you like or that you're dating, if most of his friends are booed up or married, then he's going to want you around. But if not, then he's not inviting you to that wedding. It is too easy to prey on the vulnerable chicks at a wedding than to bring you, right? So again, that's hit or miss. But there are those peaks and valley seasons. And because my birthday's at the end of the year, I always get text messages like, hey girl, hey big head, what are you doing? Hey Miss Long Hair, don't care, LOL, winky emoji. Wanting to know who I was spending my birthday with, wanting to know who I'm spending my New Year's with. But this past year, it seemed like every dude I ever dated hit me up. And I just looked at that as like the universe testing me, because the universe and I had a conversation long before social media and I had a conversation about me leaving New York, right? So I was like, oh, you're just being tested. And then it became even more intense. After my birthday test, if you will, I started deleting people's numbers. I was getting happy birthdays from people. I have no idea who it was from. I would just respond, thank you. I know the area code, so I can probably guess the general person based upon their region. But I don't really know. And thank God I did that, though. It was overwhelming. And I read a quote recently that said, the devil does not come wearing horns and dressed in red. It comes in the form of something that you always wanted. And for many of us who are making changes, we don't want a colleague the way we wanted a lover or a crush or a close friend. So when that person and that energy comes back in your space, you might think, wait a minute, am I making the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? This is going to play out like that movie. This is going to play out where we're going to run into each other's arms. This is exactly what's about to happen. Boo-boo. That's not the case. And you know it's not the case. In your heart of hearts, you know it's not the case. You know that if you wouldn't have started to share with everyone your motivations and intentions, that this person would not be trying to come back into your life. It's like an ex-boyfriend who's jealous that you have a new boyfriend. So now they're texting you and testing the waters. It's the same thing with trying to make a career change, trying to make a life change. I didn't just make a career change because I genuinely love my craft. I'm not changing careers. I'm changing my life. I'm trying to change my energy. I'm trying to change my space. And perhaps because the change is that much greater, that's why this magnet of energy is coming so much more. And it's very tempting. It's very tempting. So I want you to be aware that as you're going through your journey, you're going through your changes, and you clear space for things and people, be aware of what's coming into your space as well. And be selective about what you allow into your space. And understand motive. Understand the motive of others and ask questions. And there's nothing wrong with that. Your life is not a game. My life is not a game. So I have the right to ask. Ooh, told y'all it was a bad hair day. Jesus. I have the right to ask questions. And if you don't want to answer my questions, then you already answered my question. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, it's raining men right now. But if they were meant for me in the beginning, like if they were really meant for me, or if they really respected me or knew anything about me, this wouldn't be the way that they would be coming at me. This is not how they would want to come into my space and into my life on some legit shit. Be aware. Don't be an angry woman. Just be aware. All right. I'll see you on the flip side.